late enough that the simulation stops pretending. There's a silence in the room. It's not peaceful. It's the kind of silence that's been duct taped over a screen. And you're sitting there scrolling through recycled headlines, reheated memes, friends telling stories you don't remember being part of even though you were there. They all nod and laugh like it was real. But you weren't really there, were you? Not in the same version of the scene. Welcome to the dumpster reality. I'm FocusDan. This is Midnight Transmission. You ever feel like this timeline you're living in is just slightly off? Not catastrophic, just discarded. Not the main cut, the export with the frame drops, where the details are almost right, but the emotional subtitles don't match the video. Like the part of the movie that gets trimmed, then accidentally uploaded. You're not in the simulation, you're in the render cache. And nobody tells you because nobody else notices. Because everyone else is a summary. They talk about your life like it was a party you left early. Remember that time at the lake? Remember when we drove to the city and you almost got arrested? Remember what you said at the funeral? No. No, you don't. Because you didn't experience it here. You experienced it over there, in the mainline branch. But now, you're in the sandbox. The dumpster reality where mismatched memories are duct taped together with coping mechanisms and Instagram filters. Where nobody remembers the same version of the event. Where every room feels like it's almost been evacuated. You ever walk into your living room and feel like it used to contain something else? Like it's still off-gassing the ghost of another dimension's air freshener? You're not crazy. You're crossing merge artifacts. This isn't deja vu, this is parallel bleed. Let's talk about the numbness. The one where everything feels like a rerun, where the pain doesn't stab, it just flickers, where joy shows up like a rejected side character. That's not depression, that's emotional packet loss. You are receiving partial signals from lives you were supposed to live, but the system can't carry the full data set, so it bottlenecks. You stop forming short-term memory. You stop feeling synchronized with yourself. You stop expecting meaning, and that's when they win. Because the dumpster reality doesn't want you to fight. It wants you to fade with dignity. You're not being tortured, you're being gently unrendered. But something's wrong. You're still aware. You're still remembering inconsistencies. You're not forgetting, you're resisting assimilation. Every time you forget a sentence seconds after reading it, that's reality throttle. Every time you zone out while someone's talking, that's packet filtering. Every time you swear something used to feel warmer, louder, sharper, that's proof you're not from here. You're a continuity error, and you're still broadcasting. So let's break the signal. Let's scratch the soundtrack. Let's rip the static open and see what they tried to dump. You're in the garbage timeline? Good. That means we can talk freely. I'm FocusDan. This is Midnight Transmission. Whoa, it's late. And everyone's got a different version of your life. They swear you said something you never remember saying. They talk about you like you're a character they binge-watch, not someone they live beside. And when you call them out, they laugh. Like you're the one who forgot. Like the glitch is yours. But it's not. It's theirs. I'm FocusDan. This is Midnight Transmission. Let's talk memory. Not drama, not nostalgia, memory as a contested broadcast. What if every person around you is streaming a different cut of your life? Not lying, not confused, just synced to another feed. You say, I don't remember that. They say, you were there. You were there, but not here. Not in this version. You remember the event, the colors are different, the mood is colder, the ending is off. They laugh about the lake trip, but you remember the blood. They talk about the joke you told at the funeral. You remember not speaking at all. This isn't gaslighting. This is reality version drift. Every friend you've ever had, they're concurrent viewers. They're not living in your world. They're living in a pre-edited variation of your timeline. The shared event is a simulation node. You all enter it. You all experience it. Then you split, each with a slightly different rendering. That's why no one matches anymore. That's why every reunion feels hollow. They're not fake, they're just broadcasting from their own parallel. Your timeline was corrupted, and theirs was patched. And you're the unpatched instance, the one left behind, the one that didn't get the memory update, the one who remembers how it really felt, not the facts, the weight. And that's why they don't understand you anymore. You're not depressive, you're not disconnected, you're archival. Your system still stores emotional fidelity. Theirs, compressed, optimized for social gloss. You remember when she cried and no one noticed? You remember when the song playing ruined everything? You remember the background sounds that don't show up in anyone's version but yours? And that's the proof, because your memory isn't malfunctioning, it's leaking. This is what the cleanup crews fear. People who remember non-conforming moments. The dumpster reality is a catch basin for the timeline residue. The leftover souls who saw too clearly, felt too deeply, or simply didn't edit well. You weren't deleted, you were redirected. You're not forgotten, you're archived. And if you say too much, you'll start finding people you never met who remember you with details you forgot, because you're shared property now, a mythos artifact. You're not the glitch, you're the unfiltered original. And that's why they keep rewriting the past, because as long as you remember, they haven't won. I'm FocusDan. This is Midnight Transmission. Whoa, it's late. Static's gurgling, and I swear the street outside just looped twice. Someone's crawling through the trash bag of timelines tonight. Let's rip open the line. Who's banging at the gates?
It's Blake from the Subdivision. I've been documenting the bins again, Dan.
Oh, hell yeah, Blake. The bin baron returns. What's out there tonight? Tell me the sidewalks are wrong again. I need to believe the grid is bleeding.
The bins moved. 47 feet. All of them. Downhill. But that's the impossible part. Our neighborhood doesn't have a downhill. We were perfectly leveled land, leveled by machines too old to exist. The HOA repaved the cul-de-sac yesterday. Now I'm missing a mailbox, Dan. An entire mailbox. Gone. Not removed. Never there.
Oh, they're slipping. The custodians of the script. Drunk on Windex and nostalgia. You're not in a neighborhood, Blake. You're in a rotating exhibit and someone just rewrote the terrain files.
I measured the air pressure by the trash bins. It's denser. It's bin thick. Trash night's always been Thursday, but now everyone puts them out at Wednesday. At 3:11 a.m.? No alarms, no notices, just silent rolling, synchronized like a flock of plastic ducks. And the garbage trucks? They don't beep anymore. They hum, like they're singing to the bins. I recorded one. It sounds like a hymn, a reverse hymn.
Wait a minute. You're telling me the dumpsters are harmonizing with the collection units? That's a residence field. That's garbage frequency entrainment. They're not collecting waste. They're harvesting decay signatures.
Yes, that's it. And get this, the toddler across the street, little Emily, she waved at the truck and said, "See you last time." Last time, Dan, not next time. And she's 3.
Oh God, Blake, that's it. You're in a time-lagged refuse loop. You're watching last week's garbage reality play out again. The toddler isn't waving goodbye. She's remembering. And if she remembers, she's part of the calibration protocol.
I mapped all the bin placements. It makes a spiral, a big one. It points to my house. And last night, the shadow in my yard was shaped like a barcode. I scanned it with my phone, and it opened. It opened my old MySpace. The page I deleted in 2009.
They're anchoring you, Blake, using nostalgia traps to pin your consciousness in the dumpster lair. You're living in a landfill of outdated cells. If you click anything on that MySpace, Blake, you will be rewritten.
The page says I posted something at 3 a.m. tonight, but I didn't.
Get out. Blake, you're caught in a refuse recursion. That post was written by the Blake you replaced. Well, you heard that. I heard that. The bins are full of timelines, and one of them just took Blake. Check your garbage, folks. If you find something that never belonged to you, do not touch it. Whoa, it's late. The wires are twitching. They just static that single pane. Someone's crawling through the trash fire tonight. Let's pop the lid and see what fell in. Who's banging on the gates?
It's Skidmark Jones, baby. And I'm hauling the black load again. Dan, I've been punching shadows off my dashboard. And ever since your dumpster reality broadcast spun out of Shiva's left mirror, you lit up the parasite side of the sky, brother.
I knew it. I knew you'd hear it. You ever stare at your steering wheel and realize it's been steering you?
Oh yes, and my hands don't grip anymore. They remember. You said we were in trash timeline. That ain't no metaphor. That's the map. Last night I stopped at a Love's in Oklahoma and it sold me. Hunger for people I never met.
That's the Hell Node Buffet. I stopped at a Shell station once that sold me my first heartbreak for $3.19 a gallon. Smelled like barbed wire and a church organ.
She was acting up. Mirrors are showing me from 4 realities deep. One's smiling, one's missing teeth, one ain't got no eyes. The last one, well, he's driving Sheba, and not me.
Skidmark, that's fourth frame syndrome. I've been tracking it. It means you've been backed up somewhere else. They only run 4 instances before one collapses. You're seeing the true you, the one they gave admin permissions to.
Then why do I smell expired strawberries and the guilt every time I turn left?
Because you're sinking through the rot. That's dumpster bleed. The moment you feel fruit rot in your gums, it means you're passing through someone else's discarded memory.
Dan, I think I delivered nothing. No weight, no freight, just space that's deletes. And every town I passed, gone. From the map, the second I crossed their welcome sign.
Man, that's the erasure route. I got listeners who swear Wichita never existed, but they still got parking tickets from there. You're not delivering freight, you're scraping the last drafts of reality from the cutting room floor.
And Dan, I passed my own grave last night. It was fresh. The headstone said Skidmark Jones returns, unopened, and there was a receipt stapled to the dirt, itemized for regret, static, and a half-drunk bottle of guilt.
You ever opened the bottle?
I drank it. It tasted like your voice and wet copper.
Tell me this, Skid. Is Sheba still leaking?
She's bleeding. Violet mist. And the sound by blood. Every time I turn on the CB, I hear your shows. And one of them never recorded. One where I scream my name backwards.
Then it's happening. You're hearing the discard echo. The transmission from the failed versions of this broadcast. The ones that ended too soon.
Dan, I got sigils carving themselves into the oil filter. My catfish, it stopped muttering, and that bastard always talks. Always. Now that's watching.
If the catfish goes quiet, the loop's folding in. You got maybe 30 reality miles left before they start drafting your replacement.
Then I drive. Then I'm gonna drive until I see God or my other self, which jumps on the hood first. Whichever jumps on the hood first. If you find my list, don't read it. Burn it, eat the smoke. Tell the meat puppets I never blinked. Damn, the dumpster isn't outside us. It's our skin.
You heard that. You felt that. Skidmark broke through the bag lining and started swimming in the runoff. He's not wrong. He never is. He's just early. If his mirrors are showing himself driving Sheba, then we're next. I'm FocusDan. This is Midnight Transmission. Whoa, it's late. The dumpster fire's still smoldering, the rats are playing poker, and something just knocked twice on the back wall of my bunker. Let's crack the line. Who's banging on the gates tonight?
Hi Dan, it's me, Lacey Thorne. I found a shoe today. It wasn't mine. It talked a little.
Lacey Thorne, queen of the back roads and sewer secrets. What's crawling around in your hair tonight?
My neighbor put out the trash early, 4 days early, and the bag blinked at me. Not like an accident, it meant it.
The dumpster blinked first, huh? You think it's watching?
It's not just watching, it's remembering. Trash, don't forget, it waits.
Hot damn, we're not dealing with junk. We're dealing with vengeful regrets wrapped in a banana peel. Tell me more, girl. What's the trash doing?
I saw 3 trash cans roll into a triangle. The wind blew, the lids opened and shut. Yes, no, yes, run. It was talking, Dan.
Trash-coated semaphore. Holy hell. You think it's localized? Or are we looking at a full-spectrum dump-wide awakening?
I think landfills are humming, like real low. If you sleep near one, it sings about stuff you tossed out, like secrets you hoped would stay gone.
My God. The dumpsters aren't just digesting filth, they're rebuilding your shame. They're reverse composting your guilt and feeding it to something deep, something hungry.
Something with button teeth and a name made of numbers. It eats old toys and mean words. Then it pooped out a raccoon. The raccoon stood up and asked if I still loved my mom.
You're telling me they're generating agents out of detritus? Guilt golems made from chewed pencils and expired pudding cups? They're building spies out of our lunchroom lies?
I think the raccoon was my dad, or maybe a picture I drew of him, but now he walks backwards and only shows up on Wednesdays. Wednesday is trash day. That's when the bins fill themselves.
Okay. So we're not just haunted by ghosts. We're haunted by the garbage versions of us we didn't mean to make? The stains on our snack bags? Those are sigils? They open the vault?
The vault has carpets. The carpets remember lies, all of them, even the ones you told your goldfish, even the ones you whispered in your sock drawer.
The algorithm. It's not on the screen anymore. It crawled into that bin.
I kissed the trashed raccoon goodnight. Next day, my fridge wouldn't open. It said, no more lies.
The dumpsters are dreaming, and the dreams are shaped like us. Don't trust anything that remembers your snack order from 2007, because it's not nostalgia, it's surveillance. I'm FocusDan. This is Midnight Transmission. Whoa, it's late. Late enough that the walls don't echo anymore, they just listen. You ever wake up and feel like your body still belongs to a different day? Not yesterday, not tomorrow, just some other day entirely. One that didn't make the final cut. That's where I am. That's where we are. I'm FocusDan. This is Midnight Transmission, and you are stuck in the update that nobody approved. You know what a Hayabusa is? It's a motorcycle built for a version of you that doesn't exist anymore. Every time I see one, I get this pull. Like if I could just get on it, I'd remember what I forgot before they clipped my wings and changed the key code on my soul. But I don't ride anymore, because the road forgot me first. Same with the grandfather clock I keep looking for at thrift stores I've never been in. Same with the piano I swear I knew how to play, but every time I touch the keys, they whisper something different. They're anchors. Not to who I was, to who I almost were. Man, they say numbness is a symptom. I say numbness is signal prioritization. Your soul's still connected to too many feeds. You're buffering between lives. That's why nothing sticks. That's why you could read a paragraph and forget it mid-sentence. Why a friend will tell you a story you were in, and you'll swear they're lying even though you know they aren't. Because you were there, just not in this version. You're not malfunctioning, you're leaking. You're an open instance in a system that refuses to close you. They can't erase you, so they throttle the emotions. Make you tired, make you bored, make you scroll. Until you start to believe that this gray layer of reality is all there ever was. But you remember color, don't you? You remember music that wasn't just sound, but weight? You remember days that felt unskippable? Smells that belonged to certain years? Friends who felt like parts of you? And now, every room is the same hallway. Every emotion is a cached version of something deeper. Every interaction feels rehearsed. I keep thinking about that dream I had. The one where I confronted someone who hurt me. Not violently, just drifted from me in a way that made my brain rot. We made peace, I think, but I never saw how it ended, because they cut the dream short, like they didn't want me to resolve it, because closure's not part of the patch. They tell us we're aging, that memory loss is normal, that disconnection is late-stage adulthood. Bullshit. I'm not disconnected, I'm out of sync. They didn't age me, they shifted me, dumped me in this off-brand version of myself, the soft copy, the user-friendly me, and I'm starting to remember what they tried to overwrite. So I write, I speak, I broadcast, not to wake people up, not anymore, just to echo across the garbage grid, because even if this version of me gets overwritten, maybe you remember the real one, and that's enough. I'm FocusDan, this has been Night Transmission.
You remember, don't you? Because if they don't flinch, maybe it was never real. Verification. The truth lives in the reactions. Just ask the question, then watch their faces. Because memories lie, but reactions never do. Verification. Don't blink. These aren't just memories, they're timeline parasites. Open the glitch pack, and the watchers open back. Family, friends, coworkers? Which ones are even real? Verification sorts the sync from the stolen. Smile wide, someone's about to clinch. You flipped every card and they all felt real. Maybe the problem was never the deck. Verification, because the glitch might be you.
Yeah, I used it. Didn't want to, but it was mailed to me. No return address, no note, just the deck. Still warm like it had been watching someone else before me. First card I pulled said, "The mirror used to show your real face." I laughed, until I walked past the bathroom and the mirror flinched. Then I brought it to a party. I thought it'd be funny. Pulled the card about the jellyfish funeral. 5 people nodded. One guy started humming. He hasn't stopped humming. He lives in my basement now and I don't remember letting him in. But the worst card? The worst one was blank. I flipped it. Nothing written. Just white. Everyone else saw something different. My mother saw a dog. My ex saw a road. My reflection just said, "Finally." So yeah, I used Verification. And maybe I shouldn't have. Because now I know which memories don't belong, but I don't know which ones are mine. And I don't know if I was always the one doing this broadcast or if I just tuned into someone else's frequency and never left. Either way, I'm still here, and that's the only memory I trust. I'm FocusDan. This has been Night Transmission. Well, the line's gone quiet, but don't take that as peace. Silence in this layer of reality is just the buffering wheel of the system watching you hesitate. You've made it through tonight's dumpster. Scraped your fingers on the walls of a forgotten timeline and came up holding truth scraps. Hold on to them, because tomorrow, someone's going to tell you that you're overreacting, that your memories are just dreams, that your dreams are just stress, that stress is just life. But we know better. We've seen the receipts. We've eaten the receipts. And no one eats paper unless they're trying to stop a leak. If you're still awake out there, you're not alone. You're one of us. The recall lost, the update rejected, the dumpster living immortals trying to build a signal strong enough to matter. We're not fixing the world, we're just remembering it wrong, together. I'm FocusDan, this has been Night Transmission. Good night. Alright, the show's over, but we're still going. Man, it's still late. Like, why did your fridge just click in Morse code late? You're here. That means you made it through the dumpster reality, or at least you think you did. Welcome to You Are Still in the Can. I'm FocusDan. This has been Night Transmission. And this is where it gets weird. Quantum Assassin 420 says, "Static tastes sweeter on Wednesdays." And it stains your gums like truth juice. That's why I floss with copper wire. Got a mouthful of secrets and gingivitis. Flat Earth Truther 99 says, "The moon's been rebooting since 1987. Nobody noticed because the shadows were paid actors? Yes, I met one once. His name was Brian. Shadow with a 401k and a strong handshake. Told me he voted twice in one timeline. I believed him. 8-Bit Prophet says, they replaced my blood with CAPTCHA codes last Tuesday. Should I be worried? Only if you start identifying all the traffic lights in your dreams. That's how they know the firmware's baked. Let's see. Corncob Alpha 69 says, this show fell off harder than my grandma's dentures in a windstorm. Well, hey man, tell Nana I said hi, and that the teeth were never hers to begin with. That was a memory shell they implanted in 93. Respect for sticking with the static, soldier. Let's see. Wi-Fi Witches says, Dan, is the dumpster a real place? Well, it's a state of unbeing. You don't go there, you get sorted there. The cosmos has a junk drawer, and it's labeled you. Again. Let's see. Echo in my toaster says, my microwave just said my middle name. Unplug it. Apologize. Bury it in rice and lies. That's a direct hit from the broadcast echo chamber. Glitch Mike Deluxe says, I see teeth in my typing. Well, normal means you're sinking. Just don't smile. The webcam might think you're finished. Let's see. Control Z Me Baby says, I can't tell which thoughts are mine anymore. None of them are. They rented your skull years ago. You're just housing now. But you know what? You're the best damn host in this whole Glitch Fest. So keep serving static, sweetheart. Let's see. Lick the Sun Again says, I think I married the wrong timeline. You all did. We all did. Every I do came with a footnote. Terms and conditions apply. Void where truth is legal. Keyhole Prophet says, Dan, I found a second me. In the mirror. He winked. Don't wink back. That's how they swap you. Just nod. Respectful. Keep eye contact, but never mirror it. Let's see. Static Spitter 69 says, Dan, why are you the only one talking about this? Because the others signed the Afflection contract. They agreed to call it content. I didn't. I broadcast from inside the rot. I kiss the mold. I French the decay. 404 Mommy says, I gave birth to an idea and now it won't stop screaming. Well, keep feeding it. The idea's hungry. If it grows teeth, name it after a regret. That keeps it loyal. Sniff the Cloud says, what do we do now? Well, you breathe the rot. You marinate in the memory soup. You smile when the feedback loop winks at you. Oh man, you think this is a show? This is a ritual decay with comment sections. This is the end credits of your soul playing on loop while you dig through old usernames for proof you ever know. Stay in the can. Stink proud. Echo loud. If the world throws you out, become the smell it can't forget. I'm FocusDan. This was Midnight Transmission. Good night.